Thanks for joining me on this short video about Prospero for financial reporting, budgeting, and analysis. I'll focus on financial reporting for this video. My name is Noah Mosley, and I am with the MSX Group. We focus on financial reporting, budgeting, and analysis software solutions. And each of us here at the MSX Group have over 20 years of experience in this field. If you have questions about Prospero, email me at noah.mosley@msxgroup.com. Let's start off with a little about Prospero. Prospero is an all-in-one software solution for financial reporting, budgeting, forecasting, and analysis. We built this in-house with our MSX Group development team, and this is a purpose-built application for accountants built by accountants. For financial reporting in Prospero, you can use this application to build and generate all of your financial statements. That includes all of your income statements, balance sheet statements, cash flow statements, trial balance statements, and any other supporting schedules. All of these reports can include account and transaction level details, and all of these reports are available for built-in charts and graphs. Let's talk about a few of the key features for Prospero and financial reporting. First off, all of the generated reports are viewable in Prospero, the application, not a separate viewer or web browser. Prospero has one application that handles everything: financial reporting, budgeting, and analysis. Now you can generate your reports directly to Excel, or to PDF, or to the printer. This was an option in FRx, which we really like to have from that application that Management Reporter did not have the option for. Another great feature about Prospero is being able to change the order of drill down when you're looking at the data in any of your reports. While you're actually looking at report data, you can switch the drill down. So instead of drilling down through departments and then locations and then accounts, you might want to drill down directly to the account level first. And you can switch that as often as you need to. It's a really great feature to help you analyze and track down where all of your balances are coming from. Any report data you're looking at inside Prospero is available also in interactive charts or graphs. We call them interactive because all the charts and graphs are not just static representations of the data. You can actually double click and drill down through the charts and graphs to the additional levels of detail. You can also easily switch from the charts and graphs back to the numeric report data. Another great feature inside Prospero is our publishing option. We can generate reports as often as we need to inside Prospero. We may not have to save all those different copies. We may not have our numbers finalized yet. We may not be ready to hand those numbers out to other people. So we have a publish option where you only need to save that last copy of the report. And collaboration is a great feature inside Prospero. Any reports that you publish, anyone who has access to those reports can also add comments to those published reports. For example, if you've got a report comparing actuals to budget and your budget managers need to explain any variances, they can add their comments to those published reports, and then anyone else with access to those reports can see those comments. Let's switch over to Prospero and look at these features inside the application. I've got a list here of all of my most commonly used reports and charts here in the middle. I can click one time on any of these to have those reports generate for us. The main navigation panel for Prospero is located on the left-hand side of the screen. On this panel, I can see all of my building blocks and all of my report definitions. For all of the report definitions I've got defined inside Prospero, I use building blocks to build those definitions. I'll have line sets that control what every row in the reports represent, and I'll have column definitions that define what every column in that report represents. Line sets and column sets are very similar to the building blocks we have back in FRx and in Management Reporter. If you've used either of those products in the past, you won't have much difficulty at all in using the building blocks in Prospero. Now, FRx and Management Reporter both use reporting tree definitions for their reports. We do have reporting trees inside Prospero as well, but they are a lot different than FRx or Management Reporter. They're more similar to the roll-up definitions or the tree definitions inside Forecaster. Inside Prospero, our trees organize any of our dimensions or segments from our chart of accounts. In this demo database, we have companies, and we have the natural segment, location segment, and a department segment. And we have trees organizing all the IDs for each of these. All of these roll-ups are summaries of the IDs for those segments or dimensions, and we can reference these in any of our line sets, our column sets, or when we generate the reports. And it's easy to mix and match all of these summary definitions. Let's look at one of the report definitions I've set up for an income statement. Let me go here and click the button for reports. And then under the folder for income statements, I've got one set up for an income statement for myself. I'll double click to open up the definition. That opens up on the right hand side in a new tab. I'll click Run Report, and that'll prompt me for a few settings before that report actually generates. I'll get to set the year for which I want to run this report. I'll also select the period I want to run this report for. And I have lookup buttons for all of my segments. I have an option for what company I want to run this report for. I'll just change that. Instead of running it for all companies, let me switch that for just my US company. For location, I can select all or one of my other reporting tree definitions for my locations. I can run this, let's go by region. And department, I'll just run this for all departments. Then I'll click OK to actually run the report. And as soon as the report finishes running, it opens up and displays the report in a new tab inside the same application. This is a really simple, straightforward report comparing my actual balances to my budget balances. I'm keeping track of a dollar variance and a percent variance. When you are building your reports inside Prospero, you can have as many columns to these report definitions as you need. You can have as many rows in these definitions as you need. You control the fonts, the colors, the background shading, all those formatting options inside Prospero itself. Any report that you generate inside Prospero, you can also have those exported out to Excel or out to PDF. You can also send those out to the printer just as easily. We also have drill down options on any reports that we have inside Prospero. I can double click on any row here to drill down to the details. Double click on the sales row. That opens up a new tab inside Prospero showing me the drill down details for that row. I can see that for actuals, I had $56,000 coming from the South region, $231,000 coming from the West region, and $758,000 coming from the Midwest. Now, instead of drilling down by region, I can close this tab, and I can change the drill down order by clicking this icon in the top left menu. So let me move my department to the top of this list here. And I'll click OK. And now if I double click on the sales row, I'll drill down to the department level details. So instead of my regions, I can now see that $299,000 came from the sales division, $648,000 came from marketing, $64,000 from R&D, and $34,000 from services. So an easy way to change the drill down order just with that icon at the top left here for changing the drill down order. And now that I've drilled down to this level of data for this report, I can see the numeric results here. It's just as easy to look at all this data in charts or graphs. I can use this icon in the menu at the top for display as chart, and all that information is converted to a pie chart for us. Let's go back a few tabs here. I'm going to look at the same kind of data for our total expenses. I'll scroll down here to the total expense row. And let's change the drill down order so that I'll drill down through the natural account numbers first. And then I'll double click on total expenses. This will show me the numeric results for the drill down for the total expenses for this company. If I want to look at this as a chart, I'll click this icon for display as chart. All that data gets converted to pie charts for us. Now we do refer to these charts and graphs as being interactive. We can manipulate the data here. And there's a lot of accounts included in these pie charts here. So let me go to options, and we have a checkbox that says group small slices. And I've got it set so that any of the totals that were less than 5% are combined into one piece of this pie. For actuals, if I put my cursor over this pink slice here, I can see the total, $43,000, is about 19.2% of this total expenses for actuals. The blue section, my salaries, is about 45% of the total here for $102,000. There are a few other pieces for income tax expense, commissions expense, and bonus. The 5% threshold, I've got a bar here at the top left where I can change that to whatever percent I want to group those smaller slices. And I still have drilled down to any parts of these charts and graphs. So if I double click for actuals on the salaries, I can see for actuals where the salaries are coming from: administration, R&D, sales, and the rest of the 13%. Another option I want to talk about here inside Prospero is the option to publish reports. Publishing this report is kind of like saving this copy of this report, a static copy, so that it never changes, and you'll always be able to look back and see what the numbers were for this version of the report. You can organize published reports in any folders that you need to. These look like folders on your network ID, but they're not. They're just organizing the reports that we're storing inside the Prospero SQL database. Another great feature to any published report is the option to collaborate on these report details. Anyone with access to this report can add any comments they need to any row of the report. This comes in really handy if we have budget managers and they need to explain any budget variances from actuals. The budget managers can click on any row to select it and click the annotate button at the top, add their text, and click OK. This will add that comment to this report. Puts a little icon next to that row here so that we know that that row has got text added to it. And if they click the annotations panel on the right, slides out, shows us the text for the annotation of the comment, who added it, and the date and time it was added. It's a great feature for adding collaboration to these report definitions. So these are just a few of the great features inside Prospero for financial reporting. I have a few slides I want to look back at before we start wrapping up this video. And just to briefly recap, we looked at the fact that any reports that we generate in Prospero open up inside Prospero. There's not a separate application to view those reports or a web browser to view those reports. We can generate reports directly to Excel files or directly to PDFs or to the printer. If we need to, we can change the drill down order when we drill down to any of the report data for any of our dimensions or segments. Any data that we're looking at inside Prospero is also automatically available as interactive charts or graphs. We can drill down on those charts and graphs and analyze that data further. We can publish reports inside Prospero, and we only need to publish the ones that we want to save inside Prospero's SQL database. And Prospero also has collaboration for all the reports, where any of our viewers can add comments to any published reports. Now, this video is not talking about budgeting, but I just want to mention that so you'll know that it is available inside Prospero, and we'll look at it further in a later video. But budgeting inside Prospero, spreadsheet style user input screens, much like Excel spreadsheets, although this is not an Excel-based application. Prospero has detailed input screens for human resources and for capital budgeting. We can add line item details to any account that's available for input. We can add notes to any of our input rows. And as soon as our budget managers click the Save button on their input screens, it's instantly consolidated inside the Prospero database and available for reporting. So those are just a few budgeting features about Prospero. Again, we'll look at those in a later video. Let's mention general ledger integrations. Prospero does integrate to a lot of different ERP solutions, namely Microsoft Dynamics, Softrax, Epicor, Expandable, Sage, USL Financials, and many more. These integrations allow us to utilize the ERP chart of accounts from your general ledger and includes all the account balances and the transaction level details from your general ledger. If you do not see your ERP solution on this screen here, don't worry, just email me and ask if it's available. If you are a user of FRx or Management Reporter, don't worry, we have some migration options available for you. You don't have to start from scratch. We can copy your report definitions, which also we can copy your row definitions and column definitions from those applications over to Prospero. So you do not have to start from scratch. We'll get you up and running in no time at all. If you're a user of Microsoft Forecaster for budgeting, we have migration options for that application as well. We can copy your input screen definitions and reports, line sets, column sets from Forecaster over to Prospero. So great options for migrating those existing definitions from FRx, Management Reporter, and Forecaster over to Prospero. What's next? Sign up for a demo. Email me, and I'll set you up for a private demo of Prospero. My email is noah.mosley@msxgroup.com. You can also call or text me at 334-538-0580. We also offer free 30-day trial sites for Prospero. We can use our demo data for those trial sites, or we can even use your own chart of accounts and GL data. Thanks for watching this video. I hope to talk to you soon, and until then, have a great day.